Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness, makes a stop in Oak Creek tonight. It's a Southeast Conference matchup. The Racine Horlick Rebels taking on the Oak Creek Knights. Hello again, everyone. Along with Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you as we get set for another exciting matchup here tonight, this time in the Southeast Conference between a couple of contenders for that top spot in Horlick and Oak Creek. Should be an interesting battle here tonight.
Well, both teams are very conscious of the fact you got to get to 4 wins in the conference for your playoff participation, so every game is critical.
Horlick picked up their first win of the season last week, defeating Kenosha Tremper. They opened the season 0-2, but wasn't, I guess you could say, not for lack of a tough opponent.
You open up with Kettle Moraine, defending champion for Division II, and then you go play Lake Geneva Badger running that wishbone offense.
Oak Creek 2-1 on the season, and their only loss was a Week 2 defeat at the hands of Muskego, a game they had in hand until the very final minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they really felt that they should have won that game, but, got to tip your hat to Muskego.
And as we said, Horlick kind of the up-and-comer, a very young team here tonight, but they think they're in the mix for a conference title.
Well, they've got to make sure that they, take advantage of what they do well. They don't have large numbers, but they're gritty kids.
Speaking of the gritty kids, let's talk about Racine Horlick tonight. Who are we going to see on offense?
Well, Andrew Clemens, wide receiver, had 2 touchdown receptions last week, and their quarterback, Noah Larson, kind of broke out of his funk, threw for 3 touchdown passes, ran for 1.
Defensively for the Rebels,
Ty Wendt, kind of a jack of all trades. You'll see him returning kicks, being defensive back, the leader back there in the secondary. Carson Fletcher, linebacker of the year last year in the Southeast Conference as a sophomore.
For Oak Creek tonight, offensively, running back Jackson Phelps.
Jackson Phelps led the Southeastern Conference last year in rushing, so we know he can tote the ball. Isaiah Angeles, excellent athlete, playing quarterback, and has done a nice job kind of keeping everybody together on the same page.
Defense that's held our opponents to just 2 touchdowns this season.
Drew Brom, linebacker, all over the field. People rave about how he is in on almost every tackle. And at defensive end, Kevin Wojciechowski, 6'7". You're not going to have trouble finding him on the field, but moves very well.
Oak Creek has won 3 straight in this series against Racine Horlick, so we'll see what happens here tonight. When we return, Mike McGivern will have both head coaches as we continue from Oak Creek High School, the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness.
Welcome back to the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals High School Football Game of the Week, presented by Planet Fitness. We're live at Oak Creek High School as Oak Creek takes on Racine Horlick. I am Mike McGivern alongside the 2 head coaches tonight's game, Brian Fletcher from Racine Horlick, Joel Parr from Oak Creek. Joel, I'm going to start with you. 2-1. Feeling pretty good about this group?
Well, we're a work in progress. We played some good teams. We have felt that the way we came out and really battled against a very good Muskego team showed some heart. We need to work every day to continue to get better, but I like our kids. I'll always take them every day in every battle.
Coach, you brought a couple of your seniors in the studio with me on my Saturday morning show, and I can tell you I understand why you rave about that senior class and the leadership on this group. These are really good kids.
They are, and they've been through a lot. I mean, our seniors, those are the ones who walked in during COVID. I mean, they've been through everything, and they've grown up with me through the 4 years they've been here. They've put in their heart and soul. They've committed, and they play like you can tell they play with passion and heart. They are proud to be a part of the program.
That's awesome. Brian Fletcher, Coach, it's so good to see you again. You know I'm a big fan of you and your families. Hey, first and foremost, so proud of your son, Blake. He's a freshman at Air Force.
Yeah, he's doing a great job out there. Just got done with basic a couple weeks ago, and he's in full football mode now and enjoying it.
Hey, so Racine Horlick 1-2 right now, really young squad. You know, middle of the season to the end, things start to slow down, but you're not yet to the middle of the season. How are these young kids holding up?
They're a dynamic group. They're very young, like you said, but they come to work every day. They give everything they've got. They learn from their mistakes, and that's all you can ask for as a coach.
Hey, Coach, I coached my son in basketball, and you coached Blake, and now you've got two more. One is a junior and one is a freshman. How is that going, coaching your boys?
It's great. You know, they've been around the program in the high school pretty much since birth, and so it's a dream come true.
Man, that's awesome. Hey, Joel, you know, you guys here at Oak Creek do a lot of things before the game and stuff. Today is a big military day, and I thank you for doing that. I think it's really, really outstanding that this community and this school does that.
Yeah, we're blessed. We have the military is such a great group. They have such an influence. Coach Fletcher's son joining the military is a great example. Today we had some military veterans that are going to be doing the honor flight. They were preceded. They did a procession through the school. All of the students went in, clapped them around, and it was just great to see our kids giving something to those guys, because I know those guys that did that walk will never forget it.
You know, and like you talked about, Brian's son giving back and being part of that, so I love the fact that this school does that. Hey, guys, good luck tonight. It's really good to see you. On the other side of the break, John Weiser and Terry Kelly will get you the call of the game only on My 24.
It's our ceremonial coin toss tonight, presented by the United States Army. Be all you can be. Captains meeting at the center of the field for our coin flip tonight. And Oak Creek winning the toss, and they have deferred to the second half, so they will kick off. Horlick will get the football to start our ball game. Oak Creek going left to right here tonight. In the blue jerseys, Horlick in the all-white tonight. And our kickoff sponsored by Liuna Local 113. Kick off your career at Liuna Local 113, and we'll kick this one off with a touchback.
Well, throughout the season, we've seen so many of these kickers have such strong legs. You know, the kickoff return has almost become a thing of the past.
So here's the Horlick offense. We mentioned Noah Larson in the beginning. 3 touchdown passes last week. Carson Fletcher goes both ways, an outstanding linebacker. He will be the fullback tonight as well for a very young Racine Horlick team. 1st and 10 from their own 20. They'll go 3 wide to the right. Tight end lined up here to the near side with an empty backfield. And they'll pitch it on down number 1. Incomplete, looking for Andrew Clemens out of the backfield.
High snap kind of disrupted the timing on that play. You know, those are the little things Racine Horlick has to have go right tonight.
There's the Oak Creek defense. We mentioned Drew Brom, the inside linebacker, first team all-conference, all-region, and honorable mention all-state. And Jackson Phelps, a two-way player at free safety. 2nd and 10 from the 20. This time under center goes Noah Larson. Man in motion to the right. They'll hand it off to that man. Clemens gets the corner. Clemens upfield. Clemens to the 47-yard line. A 27-yard run and a first down for the Rebels.
Racine Horlick runs a version of the wing T. They call it a modified wing T. But once again, it's predicated on good fakes. Have your linemen getting the angles on their blocks.
First downs tonight brought to you by Best Electric Service. Best Electric Service, connect with the best. We'll talk with Bruce Janczak here in just a couple of minutes. 1st and 10 from their own 47. They'll hand it off. This is Fletcher, Carson Fletcher, maybe a couple. That's about it to midfield. Brought down on the play by Braden Rohde. Another one of the two-way players on that Oak Creek defense. Both teams are going to see a lot of action going both ways tonight.
Yeah, depending on the lineup for Horlick, they could have anywhere from 7 to 9 players going both ways.
Only 6 seniors on the squad this year for Brian Fletcher. 2nd down 7 from the Oak Creek 49. Clemens. That same play, this time Oak Creek defense read it, will throw him down for a 2-yard loss back to the midfield stripe. Brought down by Gavin Grawl, sophomore. In a 3-4 defense, and occasionally they'll bring in that 4th lineman and a linebacker walking to the line of scrimmage. 1st, 3rd, and long of the ball game for Horlick from midfield. Fumble on the snap, and it's picked up by Oak Creek. Coming around the right side and knocked down at the 45-yard line is Drew Brom. We just talked about him, the inside linebacker. All region, first team all conference, honorable mention all state, comes up with our first big play.
You know, so far in the year, Drew's already racked up 35 tackles, 6 tackles for a loss, and had an interception. So where you find the ball, you find Mr. Brom.
Check the box, fumble recovery for Drew Brom. So Oak Creek on the turnover will take over at the Horlick 45-yard line. Isaiah Angeles at quarterback. And that fumble on that exchange, it is loose at midfield. And Oak Creek has recovered. They were going with Jackson Phelps, and they never got the ball. It slipped out of Angeles' hands as he was making the exchange. There you see the offense for Oak Creek. Again, Brock Hodge on that offensive line, lineman of the year last year in the Southeast Conference.
Well, Isaiah Angeles, only a sophomore, so he's still kind of feeling his way into the offense.
Loss of a yard on that fumble, 2nd down and 11. Angeles wants to throw, and down he goes back at the 40-yard line. In there immediately was Jaden Ponder. Ponder, the 5'9 sophomore, coming up with a huge sack back to the 42-yard line where his forward progress was stopped.
Now, Oak Creek expected that boot action would hold up that defensive end. Might not, react to the play as well, but well schooled out there.
3rd and 23 facing the Knights from their own 42-yard line. This is Phelps. Phelps will get some of that back. We'll get back to the Horlick 45-yard line. We'll see what Joel Parr wants to do here. Brought down by Ponder and C.J. Moore. There's the Rebel defense, a 4-3 look. We mentioned Carson Fletcher, the linebacker of the year in the Southeast Conference a season ago. So 4th and 10, the punting unit on. C.J. Moore does Ben Selu doing the punting here. He does all the punting and kicking for Oak Creek. Gets a good snap, gets this one away, and drives this one inside the 10, and it will scamper into the end zone for a touchback. Just under 8.5 minutes to go here in a scoreless first quarter. Each team with a possession. Oak Creek's coming on the takeaway.
Both teams, a couple little mistakes, not holding on to the ball, gets them behind the chains. So it'll be interesting to see, how does Racine Horlick, what do they do now?
From their own 20. Again, Horlick, they signal their plays in by they have like a giant wheel, almost like a roulette wheel over there. There it is. Something means, every little color, every little symbol means something. I'll try and go up the left side and nothing doing there. As they go with Jaden Ponder, his first carry tonight. Stop for no gain, brought down by Brady Julie. There's Brian Fletcher. The headset on, and there's that wheel. Now he'll call out the play, and then a color and a symbol on that is going to mean something. I've been at this game for a long time, Coach, and I'll never figure those out.
Well, there's a reason we're up here.
Try and run it right side, and Fletcher drilled to the turf. Again, Julie, the inside linebacker, there to make a stop. Boy, that was a powerful collision. Necessarily made the stop. I think he just got in the way.
Yeah, Julie only a sophomore, and we know Racine Horlick on their offensive side has no senior starters.
Well, 3rd and 8. Play fake, up for grabs. Finds Fletcher with an over-the-shoulder catch, takes it to the 49. Larson just floated that one out over the middle with pressure in his face, and Carson Fletcher comes down with it.
Nice adjustment by Fletcher on finding that ball.
Looked like Babe Perilli with a jump pass that time.
How many of our viewers have no idea who Babe Perilli is?
Oh, there's a few out there, I'm sure. Another best electric first down from midfield for Horlick. Again, their first drive ended with a turnover. This is Larson, the quarterback, moving the pile for a couple. Leading the way, Drew Brom, making the stop as we head down to the sideline. Our first visit with Mike McGivern.
So, guys, listening to the offensive coaches here at Oak Creek, talking about making sure you finish your block, low pad level, and guys, we came to play. We got to forget about records, all that. We got to go play. Also, I want to say hello to a friend of mine, Aiden Bush, young man sitting on his couch watching this game. Aiden Bush loves football. Talk to you, boys. Back to you.
Mike, thank you on the play fake. Larson in trouble, and down he goes back at his own 42-yard line. Met immediately out there by Gavin Grawl and Kevin Wojciechowski, both getting in there on the sack.
Kind of sandwiched the quarterback in between the two of them. And I've mentioned Wojciechowski, 6'6", 6'7", makes some things happen. And Gavin Grawl, once again, another one of those sophomores kind of getting into the lineup for Oak Creek.
3rd and 17. Just short of the 45-yard line for Horlick. Larson from under center. They'll run it up the middle. Fighting for extra yardage that time was Carson Fletcher. Did a nice job getting it back to midfield here, and now a decision for the Rebels on 4th down.
Well, one thing folks are probably noticing whenever you see a tackle being made for Oak Creek, there's not just one guy there. 3 or 4 guys with the ball. Coaches talk about Oak Creek's defense being one of their real strengths, how they flow to the ball.
We mentioned briefly, they've only given up 2 touchdowns all season. And they held Muskego at bay for most of that game 2 weeks ago. It was a late score, big play scorer that did them in. Larson, the quarterback, who does the punting as well, will sprint it out and drops it in beautifully inside the 20. It will roll inside the 10 and dead just short of the 5-yard line. We will step out and take a break. We're scoreless tonight in Oak Creek Southeast Conference matchup, part of the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness. Two very funny families deliver dinnertime delights every weeknight. Experience the 80s with the Goldbergs at 5, then laugh along with the Baxters on Last Man Standing at 6, only on My 24. With Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, John Weiser with you. Oak Creek High School, Southeast Conference matchup, 44-yard punt inside the 20. Oak Creek starts from their own 6. And look at that play right there off the get-go. Stuffing the run for Racine Horlick. Jaden Ponder come up big. Couple of plays here early in this ball game on that defensive side.
On a blitz right away from his outside linebacker position.
Wrapping up Phelps for a loss back to the 4. 2nd down, 12 upcoming for Oak Creek. Yeah, the one word spoken around Horlick in their football program, gritty. They are determined as a group. Pass coming out and a catch made across the 10. Are they going to rule it a catch? Yes, at the 11-yard line. 7-yard pass completion. Braden Rohde, honorable mention all conference. Split end for Oak Creek, making that diving grab just before it hit the turf. Ooh. Well,
upon further review,
we'll call it a catch and quietly walk out of the room.
Big play here for the defense for Horlick if they could force a punt from deep in Oak Creek's territory. They would really, really love to see that happen.
Walk the linebackers up. They're going to pass on 3rd down. They swing it out far side. Catch is made. Struggling for the 1st down, and he'll probably be close. Brought down by Ian Williams. Ooh, that looked like his knee was down when he made that catch as well. You want to take a look at that again. Awfully close to getting that knee on the ground as he made the catch.
Max Hoagland, his father coaches up at Homestead, part of the Hoagland clan. For many years coached, Grandpa coached at McWanago.
old enough to remember that. They will hand it off. This is Nathan Schaff. His first carry tonight. Has a touchdown already this season for the Oak Creek Knights. Picks up about 4.
Averaging about 5 yards a carry on the season so far.
Gabe Kosterman making the stop for Horlick. I'll give a shout out to Eric Kosterman, one-time assistant coach at Carthage College, my roomie for those road trips all those years, traveling with the Firebirds. Watching at home tonight, I'm sure. Phelps breaking tackles, first down across the 30, out to the 32-yard line. 12-yard run for Jackson Phelps. And a first down for the Knights.
Now, last year, Phelps gained over 1,200 yards on the ground for the Knights. You can see how quick he is as well as how hard he runs.
They'll spot it just shy of the 33. We'll call it a 13-yard pickup for the Knights. We're late here in this very fast-moving first quarter. Another Best Electric first down for the Knights. Single back is Phelps. They'll roll Angeles, the quarterback, throwing on the run, completes to Hoagland, struggles to get to the 36-yard line where he is wrapped up there. Ty Wendt, who we featured in our pregame, secondary for Horlick, making the stop.
Joined on that tackle by number 3, Jaden Ponder. Once again, we said they have no seniors starting on offense, only 2 on defense. Extremely young team for Horlick.
A blitz. Phelps past the blitzing linebacker, gets out across the 41, close to a first down. It looks like he can be about a yard shy.
Defensive coordinator Jeff Trinka thought that Horlick was going to have to use different kinds of blitzes to try to negate that size advantage that Oak Creek enjoys up front.
Well, each week we're going to highlight a hit of the game, which is brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. Great to have them on board this year. Their season coming up in just a couple of weeks. Phelps on the carry on 3rd and short, gets to the boundary. It's a question of, do you make enough to the line to gain here? They ran short side that time, chased out by Phil Hibbler. I'm going to say no gain will bring up 4th down, and Joel Parr faced with a decision now. Clock stopped with 6 seconds to go in the quarter, so you can't let that quarter break kind of help you with the play call here. He's going to have to figure something out on the run. Well, you have an all-conference running back in Phelps. I think you let him tote the mail here on 4th and 1. Four-man front, and a timeout called by Oak Creek here with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. Well, we mentioned our first down sponsor is Best Electric. The man behind Best Electric is with Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, Bruce Janicek, CEO of Best Electric. Hey Bruce, we were talking a little bit before. You're still teaching, correct?
Yes, I love teaching. I'm teaching at WCTC. I teach apprentices and I teach high school students.
So that idea of having that servant leadership heart, always giving back to the community, that just fits right in with everything you do.
It just seems like it's perfect for me.
Hey, when you're going to call somebody about electricians and things like that, wouldn't you want to call a teacher? That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I think exactly.
Hey, I'm a big fan. Bruce has been around the area a long time, always giving back to the community. Thanks for being a part of Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you, Mike, and thanks, Channel 24. Thank you.
You got it. Boys, back to you.
Bruce, we thank you as well. Following the timeout, 4th and 1. Let's see what they go with. It will be Phelps trying to get the edge. First down to midfield. Cuts back inside the 45, wrestled down near the 40. 18-yard pickup on 4th down by Phelps. They'll move the chains. We'll end our quarter here in Oak Creek. A scoreless first quarter, but Oak Creek with a fresh set of downs in Horlick territory when we return. It's the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness. Second quarter underway. Oak Creek with a 1st and 10 from the Horlick 40-yard line. Phelps, big blast left side, inside the 30. Takes a shot at the 25. Helmet comes off. What a hit. Delivered by C.J. Moore, first team all-conference a year ago. Watch this. Oh.
Lowers that shoulder and just plows over the defensive back.
17 yards, so he's 35 yards on the last 2 plays by Jackson Phelps. This time it's Schaff. Schaff breaking tackles inside the 10 down to the 4-yard line. Andrew Clemens finally roped him down just across the 5 along with Ian Williams.
Oak Creek rushing up to the line, take advantage of this momentum.
1st and goal from the 3. Schaff down to the 1. Might have been Carson Fletcher there in on that stop, the inside linebacker. Linebacker of the year last year in the Southeast Conference.
Yeah, he played on the outside. They moved him in the middle this year to kind of be the anchor of that whole defense.
We're inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. Brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College. Built different for you. 2nd and goal inside the 2. Phelps, after a breather, will walk it in for the Planet Fitness touchdown. A stroll into the end zone for Jackson Phelps, and how fitting. He had 35 yards on this drive alone. Wrapped up that ball, put it in his left arm, headed to the left sideline. Textbook.
They had him outflanked right from the get-go.
Heiselou for the extra point. Jackson Phelps is the long snapper. Not much time to celebrate a touchdown. He goes right in there to snap the ball. Gabe Belter will hold for Heiselou. And he puts it through. 7-0 Oak Creek. Check that. Was that Brady Mobley? That might have been Brady Mobley.
I think
My bad.
Brady last week, I think, had 3 field goals, if I'm not mistaken.
There's a look at Mr. Phelps. Our first touchdown of the ball game tonight. Downstairs we go to Mike.
Corey McGovern from Lyuna Corey, it's good to see you again. How are things going?
Things are going good. Work is still strong. We're still looking for people. Anybody interested in construction, now's the time. Laborers, we're still hiring. We're still looking for people.
You know, this time of year would be a great time, and it's not just for displaced workers, but for people that are looking for a career rather than a job.
Oh, yeah, our jobs are career jobs. I mean, there's family supporting jobs, great health care, great pensions. I mean, it's good work, it's strong work. You know, we do roads, bridges, buildings, sewer and water, schools, hospitals. I mean, we're doing about everything. There's a construction site, there's probably a laborer on it.
Hey, when you talk to a guy like Corey, he's so proud of the work his guys do. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks. See you, Mike.
You bet. Back to you, boys.
Liuna Local 113, Feel the Power. They sponsor our kickoffs. And Benny Heiselou, the junior, does the kickoffs. And he'll drill this one into the end zone. Did it make it in or not? It did.
Kind of a sidewinding punt there. Kickoff, I should say, as he drove it with power.
Well, Dragon Kessick used to be the one-time place kicker here. He's now plying the trade up at the University of Minnesota. He's got an oar rowing the boat for P.J. Fleck these days.
Responsible for that first big win they had in their Big Ten opener.
Yes, indeed. So Horlick trailing 7-0 from their own 20. Larson in under center. He will turn. A little crossbuck action that time. Will keep it across the 23-yard line. Phelps, who scored the touchdown, goes both ways, able to make the stop from his linebacker position.
Kind of a spinner play that time on the quarterback as he faked the handoff and then followed the back through the hole.
Second and 7 from the 23. Fletcher with a big burst across the 25. Brought down short of the 29-yard line. Grady Julie there. Inside linebacker making the tackle. Blake Fletcher, his brother, out at Air Force Academy. Just got done with basic training. They'll get the first down and more out to the 35-yard line. I should say Fletcher again. Big kid, tough to bring down. 6 foot, 200 pounds, a junior. Very good student athlete as well, over a 3.5 GPA. That last scoring summary brought to you by the Milwaukee Trades Council. 13 plays, touchdown drive, capped off by the touchdown by Phelps. Nowhere to go. Drew Brom making the tackle.
One of the keys for Horlick tonight is they wanted to control the ball and the clock, try to use as much time. They didn't want to get into a hurry-up kind of offense, with their number of guys going both ways. They had to find a way to drag it out so they'll run that clock down between plays. Not quite wait to see the back judge start to signal, but they're going to take their time.
Get everybody set. They bring in the receivers tight here on 2nd down and 8. Movement up front. Everyone finger pointing. We'll see.
Good ball. Encroachment. Defense, number 99.
Mike Edick is our referee tonight.
2nd down.
A former player in that crew, coach.
Chris Soliga, yes. He's, I think, really enjoyed officiating.
5-yard penalty against Oak Creek, our first penalty of the night. Takes it to 2nd and 3. Angeles wants to pass, dumps it out, completes back to the line of scrimmage. Once again, Fletcher, an over-the-shoulder catch. But no gain on the play will bring up 3rd and short, taken out of there by Phelps. Jackson Phelps again.
You could see number 44, Kevin Wojciechowski, not fooled by that bootleg move. He's staying at home, containing that quarterback, forcing him to throw high. Breaks up the timing.
So 3rd down, we'll call it 3 from the 42 for Horlick. Fletcher, the lone back in the backfield. He will get the call, moving the pile, but going to come up short of the 1st down. Good stop by the Oak Creek defense. Everyone flowing to the ball, including Gavin Krall, who was there first. Gain of 1, so sets up 4th and 2, trailing 7-0. See what Coach Fletcher has in mind here. Again, their quarterback, Larson, does the punting.
Kind of a rugby-style punter, and so he's probably got that option. If you're starting to go out to the outside and you see an opening, go for it.
Well, it puts a pressure on your outside linemen here on either side, the boundary defenders, because if they peel off thinking it's a punt, that opens up the sideline. It appears they will go for it here. Now a timeout has been called by Horlick. Took the clock down as far as they could. And Brian Fletcher wants to talk about it. Timeouts, again, this season are brought to you by Uplift Wisconsin. Here when you need an ear. And that's what Horlick needs now, the entire offense around Brian Fletcher, who is his offensive coordinator for Horlick.
Yeah, Coach Fletcher, says a couple of the decisions he makes as far as when to kick, when not to kick, pooching or dribbling kickoffs. It's based somewhat on the fact that his team has so many guys going both ways. He wants to maintain possession of the ball as long as he can. On some of their special teams, they will send in young freshmen and sophomores. They don't want to put them at a disadvantage. So, he thinks very carefully about whether he is going to punt.
Mike, what do you have for us?
So, guys, I'm standing in the huddle, and Oak Creek's huddle, they said, listen, do not jump. We've worked on this. We know what they're going to do. Don't jump. Read your keys. Trust your keys, and go make a play.
It's part of being locked in here. Don't go for the hard count. They'll give it to Fletcher, and I believe he's going to be short. Gavin Grall. I don't think he got there. He did not. So they tried a little inside run play, and the Oak Creek defense had it read well.
Runs hard, but once again, you see 3 or 4 Oak Creek players around the ball carrier.
He did one more step before coming in contact with that defender and probably would have got that 1st down. So Oak Creek defense holds up. They'll take over at the Horlick 44-yard line, leading 7-0 midway through our 2nd quarter. Angeles sprinting to the sideline will get in just short of the 37-yard line. Carson Fletcher, who just carried the ball on 4th down, scoots over to make the play. Isaiah Angeles, the sophomore quarterback for Oak Creek.
Carson in tremendous shape, also the strongest
and you can
player on this team.
You can see why.
I don't think that was a planned play. I think something got goofed up in terms of who was supposed to carry the ball.
Turns out to be a gain of 8, 2nd down 2 from the near hash. Angeles will fake the give. He'll run it himself. Big hole. Bounces it outside to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 to the pylon. Short of the goal line. Carson Fletcher came all the way across to finally track him down, out of bounds, short of the goal line. They'll mark him out just inside the 3. Watch Fletcher get over there in a hurry. Prevented the touchdown for the moment.
See that Angelus has very good speed.
Once again inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. 1st and goal from the 2. Phelps hammered as he got back to the line of scrimmage. Andrew Clemens dropped a ton of bricks that time.
Jackson Phelps drops him.
Clemens, another two-way player, and that running back and playing linebacker, defensive back. 2nd and goal. Phelps again, cuts back, touchdown, Oak Creek. Jackson Phelps with the 2-yard touchdown run. One more look.
Well, that Oak Creek offensive line kind of asserting itself. You've got Brock Hodges, all-conference player, 6'3", 245. Noah Hopkins, 6'4", 222. Madden Tate, 6'1", 235. Braden Seabrooks, 6'5", 300. And James Thomas, 6'5", 295.
Brady Mobley on for the extra point. Good snap. And drills it through. 14-0 Oak Creek. We will take a break here at Oak Creek High School. The Knights have come out here in this second quarter, scoring 14 unanswered points. And we'll hold it here for just a moment. Flag on the play on that extra point. So we'll see what we have here.
Dead ball after the play was over. Personal foul. Defense, number 3. Will be assessed on the kickoff.
So the penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. Oak Creek will kick from midfield. We will take our mid-quarter break here in this second quarter. 14-0 Knights. My 24. The show the pros watch is now for everyone. The CW delivers insider access to the league thanks to an all-new season of Scoops and Insights with host Ryan Clark on Inside the NFL, Tuesday nights at 7 on CW 18. Oak Creek Knights with a 14-0 lead now over Racine Horlick. That personal foul penalty will have them kicking off from the Horlick 45-yard line. Benny Heiselou shares the kicking with Brady Mobley. Mobley on the field goals and extra points, and Heiselou with the kickoff duties. Laiuna kickoff going to be onside. Touched by Oak Creek. Still loose inside the 20-yard line. Pull everybody off the pile. Hands going every which way. And it is Oak Creek ball.
Well, the penalty set up the possibility of that onside kick.
We'll take another look. It did go the required 10 yards before it was touched.
Nice hop.
Went off of Shop's hands. Might have been Drew Brom who eventually fell on that for the Knights. So they'll open this drive in the Bryant and Stratton College red zone at the 18-yard line. Chance to really put a stamp on this one early. Phelps picking his way through the line. Takes it down to the 12. Phelps with 2 touchdowns tonight. Marky Coltrane, defensive tackle, making the stop for the Rebels. Nathan Schaff in there now at a running back. Also, Caden Bates will come in as an H-back here. 2nd down and 3 from the 11-yard line. Schaff, the single back, will take it up the middle. Penalty marker thrown inside the 5-yard line as he was tackled by Andrew Clemens. Will check out the penalty. In that area of holding, perhaps.
Holding. Offense, number 77. Replay the dunk.
Right tackle James Thomas, the sophomore, 6'5", 295, guilty of the hold. Moves the ball back to the 21-yard line.
Unlike Horlick, Oak Creek sends its plays in with a player, gives that call to the quarterback.
Isaiah Angelus rolling to his left, will dump it out. Hoagland with the catch. He stayed in bounds when he made contact with the turf. Andrew Clemens out there on the play for Horlick. Another look here. A couple of nice grabs by Hoagland tonight. See, the knee went down just as he made that catch. Knee in bounds, so the clock will continue to move. Sets up 3rd and 8. From the 16-yard line. High snap. Angelus gets it down. Phelps inside the 15. Wrestled down at the 12. Ran right into Andrew Clemens again. 4th and 4 for Oak Creek. Let's see what they do here. They might take the clock down here and burn their 2nd timeout.
For Oak Creek, Hodge, Brom, and Phelps are their 3 permanent captains. They pick a player each week, and Coach Parr mentioned that Caden Bates, number 2, who's kind of an H-back, you'll see him line up all over the place. He was picked this week because so often he's bringing in the play, has to remember the entire call, and important job. They wanted to kind of reward him.
Oak Creek will take their 2nd timeout. So coming up in the Wendy's halftime report, we will highlight this week's West Bend Insurance Scholar Athlete nominees. We'll meet a few of our sponsors. We'll also take a look at the Carthage College first half highlights. That's all coming up in our Wendy's halftime report from Oak Creek High School. 2:20 to go here in this first half. Our timeouts brought to you by Uplift Wisconsin. Here when you need an ear.
Now we'll see if Oak Creek decides to let Isaiah Angelus maybe fake that handoff to Phelps and keep it himself. Maybe he'll, run that read option. Oh, they might be going for the field goal.
No. Looks like they will attempt the field goal. A 29-yard attempt from the near hash mark for Brady Mobley. We mentioned he's had 3 already. Looking for number 4 here. This will be 29 yards out. Gets this one away and tucks it inside the right upright. Nicely done. All the way around. Long snapper, Jackson Phelps, Gabe Belter on the hold, and Mobley finishes it off through the upright. 17-0 lead, taking advantage of the onside kick because of the personal foul penalty on the extra point on the last touchdown.
Yeah, one of the keys we also felt for Horlick this evening was no mistakes, and that would include getting that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, setting them up, Oak Creek, to have that possibility for the onside kick, which they executed so well.
Overcoming a holding penalty on that drive as well. Again, the Southeast Conference, Franklin, Oak Creek, and you got Horlick.
An improved Case team.
Case is much improved. Indian Trail down in Kenosha. Paul Hoffman has a pretty good group down there. Bradford and Tremper. Park. Somehow they've kept that league together for a while now. All the different changes going on with different conferences around the area. Lyuna kickoff. Selu. This will be returnable. Out across the 20. Wrestled out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Nathan Schaff on special teams tonight. He's been busy. Got his hand on that football and that onside kick. Able to step up and make the tackle here.
With 2 minutes left in the half, Horlick can't afford to have to kick the ball back to Oak Creek. They're a gritty team, but grit can only carry us so far when your numbers are so low.
And this is a team that runs the football, and when you get behind by more than 3 scores, that becomes sort of a one-dimensional, and you're getting into an area that they're not 100% comfortable at. Moore trying to get the edge. A first down across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Good play on first down. Drew Brom and Jackson Villarreal able to finally bring him down, but C.J. Moore, his first touch tonight, and it's a good one.
Yeah. Good speed by C.J. Very fine defensive back.
Marky Coltrane and Damian Vaughn over there on that left side with the pancake block. This time it's Jaden Ponder with nowhere to run. Tanner Halowski there to make the stop. It's head coach Joel Parr for the Oak Creek Knights, pacing the sideline. 3rd and short. They'll tighten it up. Ian Williams comes in close to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw, dumps it out, thrown behind the intended receiver. Looking that time for Andrew Clemens. Jackson Villarreal out there in coverage for Oak Creek, but pressure again, and timing of that play disrupted.
That incomplete pass stops the clock. Oak Creek didn't have to burn their last time out.
Yeah, that play call kind of surprised me, figuring Horlick down 17-0. You don't want to give Oak Creek the football again here.
Not going to be on that. They both.
So it'll be 4th down, and they will be forced to punt. Again, Noah Larson, the quarterback, does the punting, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. He'll get this one away. It will roll inside the 35 and down at the 33-yard line.
Very fortunate that he was able to avoid that rush and get that kick off.
37-yard punt with the roll, so Oak Creek with an opportunity. They have one timeout left. 40 seconds to play in the half.
Fans, stay tuned for the Oak Creek dance team and the Marching Knights at halftime.
We'll see what the Knights want to do here. They'll bring out Schaff and Bates. Bates will line up here as the wing off the left end. Isaiah Angelus wants to throw. Now scrambles. Chase to the sideline, has some room, won't get out of bounds across the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 13. Ian Williams chased him to the boundary for Horlick, able to stop the clock with 32 seconds to play and a Best Electric first down.
Angelus has demonstrated what a good athlete he is when we've seen him keep the ball on a couple of occasions tonight.
From the 47, 1st and 10 Oak Creek. Phelps met by Fletcher, dropped for a 2-yard gain. And Oak Creek will take their final timeout here, stopping the clock with 24 seconds to play. So the Knights out of timeouts. And they will gather around offensive coordinator Coach Hubba. Good to see him tonight.
Yeah, Coach Robert Hubba Hellendrun, and been around a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Good friend of a former Oak Creek coach, Joe Cook, who's down in Texas now. And Hubba mentioned that they speak every day. And so somewhere in the Oak Creek Knight offensive playbook are a number of option plays, no doubt. But I think that, as they let Angelus develop as the quarterback, you can see where this goes. When you've got a strong running attack with guys like Phelps and Schaff and Bates, it really can make you, and you're multidimensional, a very, very fine offensive team.
4 receivers, 3 to the right. Single back is Phelps on 2nd and 8. Angelus with time, flag down, scrambles out of the pocket. Taken down inbound, short of the 45-yard line, but there was a penalty marker. Jaden Ponder on the tackle. Another holding call, I believe, here on Oak Creek.
Flag on the play.
Officials will talk it over. Find out where that infraction occurred, and that's where the step-off will take place.
Holding. Offense, number 77. Replay 3rd down.
It's James Thomas twice tonight now. He's been dinged for the holding call.
Well, some people might say when you're a sophomore, one of the things you don't know how to do is hold without getting called for holding. And so I'm sure James is going to work on that.
The youngster on that offensive line, and now I think they will let the clock run out since he was tackled inbounds, and that will end our first half here at Oak Creek High School. Knights with 17 unanswered here in the second quarter. Able to take an onside kick, turn that into points tonight as well. They lead at 17-0. Stay tuned. We will have our Wendy's halftime report When we come back, you're watching the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness.
How long have you done what you do?
About. I do. I was a high school teacher in a previous life, so this kind of lines up. Stanley Morris Middle School, Morris Marshall High School, and I ended at Austin.
My daughter's at Washington.
Oh, okay.
My son-in-law's at Hartford, and my
Okay.
daughter-in-law is in grade school in New Brunswick.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, my husband got a job transfer to DC, and I, changed tracks a little bit, but still kind of focused in on it. Oh, wow. That's a spread.
I'm here with Sheila Mickey, and she is the Regional Marketing Manager for Bridgman Foods. First and foremost, thank you so much for your partnership on Friday Night Rivals.
Thank you, Mike. As a local Wendy's franchisee here in Wisconsin, we are proud and happy to support these students and these communities.
Hey, I've been around sports for a long time. Your Youth Sports Frosty program, it's just a hit, and you guys have been doing it for a while. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Yes, any youth athlete 18 years or younger can come to Wendy's in their uniform and get a free small Frosty. Who doesn't love a free Frosty?
A lot of teams take advantage of that. Coaches bring their teams in.
They do, and everyone enjoys it, and the families can sit down and enjoy it. It's really terrific.
Hey, so the breakfast menu has been a huge hit. Baconator is my favorite. Good. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about something new going on right now.
Right now we have the 2 for $3 Biggie Bundle. You can choose from a biscuit breakfast sandwich, a seasoned potato, or a coffee. 2 for $3. Great way to start your morning at Wendy's.
Boy, for somebody who hasn't tried it, this would be a great time to try it for sure. Hey, the Dave Thomas Foundation, you guys do a lot of work in all kinds of different communities. Adoption is a big part of it.
It is. Right now, for just $1, you can buy a Boo Book and you get 5 free Junior Frosty coupons. And all the money goes to the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption, and it helps kids right here in Wisconsin who are in foster care find their forever families.
You know, Sheila, when we talk, you guys are always giving back to the community, and thank you for that. And again, it's so good to see you.
You too.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mike.
Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you, and we thank Wendy's jumping on board this year, part of our advertising package and our sponsor of our halftimes here on Friday Night Rivals. Well, now it's time to highlight our Scholar Athlete nominees, brought to you by West Bend Insurance. And from William Horlick High School in Racine, it's Charlie Cymbalnik. Charlie competes in football and golf and is top ranked in his class with a 4.0 GPA. He is a second-year honor student and has been selected as Student of Distinction for trigonometry. Charlie is a varsity starter on the football squad and participates in community theater. From Oak Creek High School, Tanner Husky. Tanner competes in football, lacrosse, and robotics and carries a 4.55 GPA. Tanner is ranked first in his class and is a 22-time AP Scholar and has 6 semesters on the honor roll. He is a 2-year starter on the defensive line for Oak Creek and a 3-year starter on the lacrosse team. Tanner is captain of the robotics team and volunteers for youth groups and mentoring younger athletes. Coach Joel Parr notes that Tanner is a brilliant young man. Along with an extra class load at Oak Creek High, he is taking college-level classes at MSOE. Congratulations to this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. Our weekly nominees will be in the running to receive part of $5,000 in scholarship funds provided by the great folks at West Bend Insurance. the silver lining. Down to the field we go, and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm standing next to Dan Bukevich. He is Mayor Dan, by the way. He's also the president of MBCTC. Talk to me a little bit about what that is.
That is the Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council right here in Milwaukee. And tonight we want to talk about how the unionized trades and its signatory contractors are putting back in the community. Right here in Oak Creek, we're partnering with Bolt Construction, Pieper, Gruno, Trades Futures, our readiness partner for apprenticeship, the Milwaukee Building Trades, and more importantly, the local Knights construction community to reconstruct the front gate of this football stadium and also rebuild their storage facility locker room.
That's awesome. So tell me who we're going to talk to next.
You are going to talk to Nicole Schwartz from Trades Future, and what she does is our apprenticeship readiness curriculum, which is utilized by Knights Construction.
Nicole, it's so nice to meet you. Talk a little bit about some of the work that you do.
Well, we administer the multi-craft core curriculum, which is a pre-apprenticeship curriculum that prepares students and provides them with an opportunity to really get an idea of what all the trades are about and help them select the craft that they might end up wanting to work in.
Hey, so being a former high school teacher, this is a perfect fit for you.
Yes, absolutely. I really enjoy kind of working on connecting students to the workforce and really meaningful opportunities and careers.
Man, I really appreciate what you do. It's nice to meet you. Mayor Dan, it's always good to see you, brother.
Thank you.
You got it. Have a good one. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you so much. We welcome Milwaukee Building Trades to our list of sponsors this season on Friday Night Rivals. We're halftime here at Oak Creek High School. The Knights leading Racine Horlick 17-0. We'll be back with more of our Wendy's halftime report right after this on My 24.
Lights and Friday.
Mary Poppins. It's a tribute to Mary Poppins. 17-0 Oak Creek leading Horlick here at the half. Part of our Wendy's halftime report here at Oak Creek High School. We head downstairs, our United States Army interview, and here's Mike.
So, guys, he's been here 3 days, and they're making him talk to me, which I love. Sergeant Trenton Mumford. Hey, first of all, welcome to Milwaukee, and thank you so much for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about what your plan will be. Once you kind of get your feet set here in Milwaukee, the idea is to come out and talk to high school kids.
Absolutely. I want to come out here and motivate you guys, show you everything the Army has to offer and all the benefits we have, and how we can help you achieve your goals.
Hey, Trenton, when somebody comes up and says, hey, a good decision for you 5 years ago to join the Army, what do you tell them?
It's the best thing I've ever done, right? It set me and my family up for success. It set my son up for success. So I'm so glad I could join this team, the winning team.
You know, the fact that your guys are standing behind you, and I said, you guys good friends, you're like, I don't know these guys, but here they are, and they're supporting you, and they kept saying, hey, do a good job, you'll do great. I love the camaraderie part of this.
Absolutely. So we all share a common thing. We all wear the same uniform. We serve the great nation of the United States. So no matter where you go, you'll have friends in the United States Army.
Sergeant Mufford, you did good, boy. You did really good. Back to you.
Mike, thank you so much. Well, Friday Night Rivals, Thursday Night Lights across the country. Let's take a look at some of the big plays from around the United States.
The best Thursday Night Lights and Friday Night Rivals highlights from across the country.
All the way back, it's our player to watch, Jameer Thomas, who fields it at the 5. Makes one man miss and another. Look out,
He's
Jameer
gone.
Thomas!
He's gone.
My, Bennett! Jameer Thomas! The first play of the season!
Brand going for it all.
No.
He underthrew it a little bit and it's still caught. What a catch! What a play!
Their first snap of the half is a handoff to the senior Michael Parson, who had the touchdown right before halftime. Gets a little boost from Luke Lehue and pushes the pile way ahead.
Fortune untouched, and it's going to be intercepted. Pick off by Dawson.
Watch it. We were talking about something else.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh,
Great
he's
tackle.
like, what?
He's the one that came in and made the tackle as well. And, you know, some of those people may say, hey, well, looks like it could have been down. Get out of here. Who cares?
Exactly.
Great play.
That's what it done with that offense. Hopkins' first play of the game. He's going to go deep down the sideline. And it's a one-handed catch. And that's going to go for a touchdown. Is that prime time? His first name is Dion, but his last name is Sanders.
They'll pitch it, throw back to Fine, and he's got a man wide open downfield. Caught at the 45. Off to the races. Touchdown, Sotomayor.
Highlights from across the country. Friday Night Rivals, Thursday Night Lights. Let's head back downstairs to Mike McGivern.
So, guys, I'm here with a friend of mine, and he's the athletic director at Bryant Stratton. I've known him a long time. Hey, Ryan, a lot of great things going on over at Bryant Stratton.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those that don't know, we're junior college and JCA, so it's 2 years, but we're scholarship offering. Got a campus in Wauwatosa, we've got 20 sports now going on. Started just 8 years ago.
Hey, baseball has gotten really good, and Oak Creek's been a really good place for you to have kids come over. Scott Holler does a nice job with this program.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, yes, first of all, Oak Creek, I grew up here. Great baseball, softball community. We have 2 to 3 kids every year on our baseball team, and that's a good credit to not, the community, but Coach Holler as well. So that's one reason why I wore my night blue here tonight. So, yeah, looking forward to more to come.
Hey, so 2 weeks ago I had a chance to talk to your new men's basketball coach. I can tell you what a great decision. He's going to do really good work, not only for the school, but for our community.
Yeah, so the junior college route, it's where you want to get kids to go, and sometimes it's coaches too. So our previous coach, he's now the head coach at UW La Crosse, JT Gritzmacher. Really excited for him, but no, we got another young guy, Chuck Ruffing, really driven, and we're going to do great things for the men's and women's basketball programs come fall.
Ryan, you said 20 sports. There are sports that people don't know that you offer. Women's flag football.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we started men's volleyball, which took third in the nation last year, and flag football. The NFL is really backing women's flag football. It's a sanctioned sport in Illinois, so we're getting a lot of recruits up here. Hopefully Wisconsin can get it someday. But, yeah, we're in year 2 of flag football, and it's going to be great. We've got 20-plus girls on the team, so really exciting stuff at Bryant Stratton going on.
You do great work over there. I'm always impressed. Not bad for a Thomas More boy.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, exactly.
Not bad for not a Marquette or Mesmer boy, Thomas More. Back to you, boys.
And this St. Joseph guy will say thank you to both of you. Bryant and Stratton College, sponsor of our Red Zone here on our broadcast tonight. We're at halftime at Oak Creek High School, the Wendy's Halftime Report. We'll be back. We'll have highlights from that first half when we return right after the Sun by 24. Wendy's halftime report continues here at Oak Creek. The Knights leading the Rebels from Horlick 17-0. As we get set, I'll send it downstairs. Mike McGivern.
So, guys, Gunnery Sergeant Michael Vorpal, he is with the U.S. Marines. Can you, if somebody asks you, what does it mean to you to be a Marine, what do you tell them?
That's a great question. And what I would tell them is if you're looking to exemplify the highest standard, be a positive role model in the community, be someone of service, and just be the best individual you can be, that is what I would tell them being a Marine is all about.
Can I ask you, when you get done being a Marine, whenever that is, what won't you be ready to do? Do you know what I'm saying? They must prepare you to do pretty much whatever you decide you want to do with the rest of your life.
I am happy to say that I'm going to be able to tackle on any obstacle, any new transition, new chapter that comes forward with everything that we've been able to do and the development we've had.
And what a benefit to be able to tell a 17 or 18-year-old young man or young woman, hey, listen, you join our team, you're going to have a ton of success, we're going to work hard, and then when you're done, you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do. I think that's such an advantage for when you talk to these kids.
Yes, absolutely, and that's something that I think is needed now a lot more than ever, especially in the recent past.
Hey, man, your parents must be so proud. Thank you so much for your service, brother. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You got it. Back to you, boys.
Mike, thank you. Time now for our first half highlight package that's brought to you by Carthage College. And Horlick getting the ball to start the game, their first big play early. Yep, Andrew Clemens with a nice run. Then this little Babe Perilli jump pass to Carson Fletcher.
Yeah, Carson got himself all the way downfield.
Oak Creek had some big plays tonight, too, taking advantage of the takeaway. Drew Brom with the fumble recovery. Watch this hit coming right at you. Jackson Phelps losing the lid, regains the lid, finds the end zone. Trip number 1 to the end zone. Isaiah Angeles doing a nice job here.
But watch who comes over and makes the tackle. Once again, we see Mr. Fletcher.
Jackson Phelps again pounds it in, his second touchdown of the night, but they weren't done. There was a penalty on the extra point, which set up this onside kick, and Brom once again on his back, able to land on that football, cover it up, and Oak Creek went on to kick a field goal to take their 17-0 lead. Highlights brought to you by Carthage College. And speaking of Carthage, Rocco Lamacchia is with our Mike McGivern.
Yeah, John, he is. Rocco and I are talking a little basketball. Hey, let's talk Carthage. How long you been there?
7 years.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about what you do there.
I'm the Director of Admissions and Financial Aid. We do a lot of recruiting for incoming freshman students. And then we work with the families throughout the entire college search process, helping them answer questions about financial aid, next steps, visits, and everything else in between.
Do you really know that, like, when I've been on the campus a couple times, and for the first time when you see it, like, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's like, oh, my God, this is beautiful. Do you see that a lot when people visit?
Every day. I always ask new people to campus, what was your favorite part about the tour? And 2 out of 3 times it's the lake, or how close we are, the proximity to Lake Michigan, and how beautiful the campus and the buildings are.
Hey, the timing for people to visit now, it's perfect, I think. Come out and watch some fall sports. Come see a football game, and then try to spend some time with you, right?
Absolutely. We have visit opportunities Monday through Saturdays. We can cater the visit to you. You want to meet with professors, talk with coaches, band instructors. We'll be able to help out with that.
Hey, man, it's good to see you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. Boys, back to you.
Mike and Rocco, thank you so much. Thank you to Carthage College, our halftime highlight sponsor. 17-0 Oak Creek on top of Horlick. Back with second half action from Oak Creek High School when we return on My 24. Good times never seem so good. Neil Diamond, 17-0. Oak Creek. That doesn't get old, let me tell you. We were just chatting about that during the break. High school football, and you play that song, gets the crowd going. There's your halftime stats, and pretty one-sided there to the right side of that graphic.
Right. Horlick finds themselves in a position they've lost students. Their population's down about 300 from where it was a couple years ago. Oak Creek, meanwhile, has got over 2,100 students. We know how big Indian Trail is, so sometimes that discrepancy, creates problems. You have 24 seniors a year ago. Now you got 6. But like we said, they're gritty. They got to see if they can get back into this game now.
Brooks Jackson will kick off for Horlick. Oak Creek getting the second half kickoff tonight. And he drills this one all the way back to the 6-yard line. Peterson around the right side, penalty marker down, cuts it back at the 40, going to be tracked down and wrestled down at the 15-yard line. But don't get too excited. There is a penalty marker at the 35-yard line. It was Ian Williams who finally tracked Peterson down.
During the return, holding 16 on the return team. First down.
Well, Coach Fletcher, we mentioned at the start of the show, doesn't like to kick off deep. He usually dribbles them, pooch, kick off, anything so that he doesn't. He's got a lot of young kids on this kickoff team. That time the kick got deep. It was almost surprised Oak Creek. They were playing up real close, but then they had the return. And
so with the penalty negates that 90-yard return. We'll move it back inside the 25-yard line, and that's where Oak Creek will start business here in this third quarter. Isaiah Angelus at quarterback. And he'll give it to Jackson Phelps. And Phelps with a big run across the 35 out to the 37-yard line. C.J. Moore making the stop.
When you say Phelps leaves players in his wake as he runs upfield, you can see what we mean here. Just a hard runner.
I think the terminology is you finish the run. That's what he does, finishing the run. Get that shoulder down. Picks up a first down, our best electric first down here to start this third quarter. From the 36. The read option to Phelps, and he is wrapped up immediately on the play. Looked like Gabe Kosterman got in there to make the stop for Horlick. No gain, second down and 10.
Kosterman, kind of the epitome of that gritty kid that you're talking. He's 5'5", 150, a sophomore, and he, taking on the leading rusher last year in the Southeastern Conference.
Caden Bates brings in the play here. And this time a read option. Angelus around the end. Brought down from behind. Fletcher able to drag him down, chased him all the way across the field to make the play.
You can see why coaches from around the area are really impressed with Fletcher. They say Carson just covers the entire field.
Yeah, his motor is constantly running. No surprise he's a coach's kid, right?
Right.
That's typically what they do.
His freshman brother is starting in the offensive line. We mentioned earlier his older brother Blake at the Air Force Academy. They've made Dad proud.
3rd and 2 for the Knights. Schaff nowhere to go. Horlick comes up big defensively. Looked like Kark got in there, along with Jaden Brown. One more look. Brown had him wrapped up. Kark able to help finish it off. 4th and short from the 45. 3-score lead. Let's see what Oak Creek wants to do. It looks like they've got the punting unit on. Are they short a player? They may have to burn a timeout here. Back judge is getting ready to start counting it down, and they'll take a timeout. Joel Parr reluctantly takes the timeout here with just under 9 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Coaching staff searching the sidelines. Who's missing?
Well, our closed captioning tonight is they're going to go for it here. At least appear to anyways. Phelps in the backfield behind Angelus, the quarterback, on 4th and short. They go hurry, and Phelps will get the first down and more across midfield. He'll tumble his way to the 46-yard line of Horlick. First down, Knights.
Phelps at 6'1", 205, really runs so hard. And I would imagine, in college, he gets a little bit more bulk, maybe gets up to 215, 220. He seems to have the speed necessary. Just needs maybe a little more weight to take that pounding.
Best Electric first down at the Horlick 46-yard line. This time Angelus around the right side on the read option. Big room, 30, outside to the 25 and wrestled down short of the 20-yard line. 26-yard run. C.J. Moore put an end to it, but takes them just shy of the red zone here.
Well, when you've established that dive to Phelps, that makes that quarterback keep so much more effective.
They catch that end cheating and slanting inside to take away that inside run, and that left that whole right side vacant for the run. Now they'll spread two receivers here to the near side with Phelps the single back. Again, the read option, but Horlick ready for it. Late flag thrown down. Gabe Kosterman again getting in there on the stop for the Rebels.
Yeah, blitzing two of their linebackers that time, trying to fill each of the gaps, take away that run.
Umpire and the referee discussing the penalty here.
Five-yard face mask for the defense. Replay the down.
One of those inadvertent things.
So from the original line of scrimmage, they will step it off. That will move it into the Bryant and Stratton College red zone here for Oak Creek. Angelus tosses one out, completes the pass inside the 10-yard line. It was Caden Bates, the H-back, with his first reception tonight.
Yeah, Caden oftentimes, besides bringing the play in, he gets the job of blocking for these guys. So nice for him to get an opportunity to get some good offensive stats.
He got dinged up on this tackle here. Carson Fletcher drove him into the turf.
Yeah, Fletcher so far with 7 solo tackles, been in on about 4 or 5 others assisted tackles. You can see why folks rave about his defensive abilities.
They'll mark it at the 9, 1st and goal for Oak Creek. Jackson Phelps in there now as the running back. He'll get the call left side to the 6. Gain of about 3. Once again, Fletcher was there, making the stop for Horlick.
Phelps with the carry taken down by Swift. Second down, goal for the Knights.
And for Phelps now, he has gone over the 100-yard mark tonight.
Little wrinkle coming in here for Oak Creek. Kevin Wojciechowski, the big defensive end. They brought him in to play tight end, make that offensive line, which is very large and mobile, even a little bit bigger and more mobile.
Extra large jumbo formation, I guess. Phelps picks his way to the goal line. Touchdown, Oak Creek. Third touchdown run tonight for Jackson Phelps. Planet Fitness touchdown number 3 for number 5. Runs right behind Brock Hodge, the big left tackle.
Captain and a 4-year starter for the Knights.
Brady Mobley on for the extra point. And that looked like my wedge shot the other day. So the kick fails. We'll take our break. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. It's been all Oak Creek since the second quarter. 23-0. Oak Creek on top of Horlick. Our Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness. My 24 has the stories that will leave you talking. Spill all the tea with the tantalizing tales of Maury, Karamo, Steve Wilkos, and Jerry Springer. That's weekdays starting at 9 on My 24. It's been an Oak Creek surge here since the second quarter. 23-0 in favor of the Knights. Aselu's kick will make it to the end zone. Horlick will start at their own 20-yard line.
Well, Oak Creek's showing, they've got a very fine running attack now. If their passing attack can develop as Isaiah Angelus gets a little bit more experience, you could see where with that defense they have, they're a team to watch, especially as you move through the season in the Southeast, and I know in their mind when they get to the playoffs.
Well, including tonight's game now, that's 4 consecutive games they have held their opponent without a score in the second quarter. They've only given up 2 touchdowns, and that was in week 2 to Muskego. Blowout wins over Union Grove and conference opener against Bradford. Noah Larson will hand it off. C.J. Moore trying to find some room around that left edge. He'll be stopped for a 1-yard loss. Drew Brom A fumble recovery and an onside kick recovery, making the tackle for Oak Creek.
Well, longtime defensive coordinator Steve Alutnik has done an excellent job with this defense. Coach Parr raves about the job he does. He's also the head girls basketball coach here. Remember a couple years ago when we were here, he had one of his basketball players, girls, was a kicker for Oak Creek.
Pressure coming, it's batted up, intercepted, touchdown Oak Creek. Kevin Wojciechowski bats the ball to himself. Second turnover of the night for Horlick.
Wojciechowski's been putting pressure on Noah Larson all night, and that time was right in the throwing lane. You can see how athletic he is. He gets up off the ground. Rumbles into the end zone.
So the defense, he'll take the turnover belt to the sideline. And again, Oak Creek having to burn a timeout on special teams. Boy, that takes all the fun out of the touchdown when your head coach has to turn around and say, we're short another guy.
Well,
where is he?
Saturday morning film might not be fun for a couple individuals. I know before the half, I was getting a kick out of watching James Thomas, who had gotten called for a holding penalty, going up to each of his coaches, pleading his case. I didn't hold.
Set downstairs, Mike. What do you have?
So, guys, the principal from Oak Creek, Candace Mogden, and I've been a fan of hers a long time. Thank you so much for what you guys did today for these guys that are going on the honor flight. I think that's awesome.
It was an honor to have them here. They were all graduates, and they were so happy to see the students, see the renovations, give kids high fives. It was great.
So 5 years at Oak Creek, things going pretty well. Great student section. Kids are all really pretty well behaved right now. Security guard taking good care of that.
Security guards taking well care over there of the red, white, and blue.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You got to feel pretty good about the kids and how they handle themselves in this atmosphere.
Very respectful. They had a great time today, tonight, dressed all in red, white, and blue. Very respectful.
Keep up the good work. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You bet. Boys, back to you.
More on that in a moment. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. And it's going to come up short. Trying to dump it out that time. As that will fall incomplete, intended for Drew Brom. But yeah, we were talking in the pregame, while we were watching the pregame ceremonies, they honored those Oak Creek graduates that were served in Vietnam, are going on that honor flight tomorrow. And when Oak Creek players took the field, as they came in from the tunnel, they all went over and shook hands with those veterans.
Yeah, both of these teams very active in their communities, doing service work, trying to find ways to honor our veterans. That's the other side of athletics that we talk of so frequently.
That was before our ball game. And the students decked out in their red, white, and blue tonight. We thank them for their service. Boy, that will be something they will be talking about going on that honor flight, which leaves tomorrow.
Hats off to all the people that have organized those honor flights for our veterans.
Selu again drifts one into the end zone. Our Liuna kickoff. Another no return on that delivery.
Once again, when you don't give the opponent a chance to return that ball and get immediate field position, it just serves your team so well.
This week on the Varsity Blitz High School Sports Radio Show, presented by your local Pick and Save stores, Mike McGivern will have Matthew McDonald, the head football coach from Kettle Moraine High School, in studio, along with some of his seniors. That's Saturday mornings from 9 to 11 on the big 9:20 a.m. and your iHeart radio app.
Kettle Moraine off to an excellent start this year. They defeated Arrowhead a week ago. Big Classic 8 battle.
Well, Horlick's got to try and find something here, down 29-0. Build it back one play at a time, and that's not how you get it started. Confusion on this drive. They're forced to burn a timeout.
Well, I had a chance to watch Coach Fletcher in practice, and he knows how young this team is, and it was interesting to see how he was able to make corrections but do it in a very positive way. There's a way you can say things to your players where you can encourage them and inspire them, and then other ways sometimes, and coaches sometimes make that mistake of being too critical. You got to walk that fine line.
Kids love him. Players love him, love his style.
And when you've got, sons going through the programs, they let you know sometimes if you're not doing things the right way.
They get it sorted out. 1st and 10 from the 20. Empty backfield here. And problem. On the run, dumps it out. Carson Fletcher, big running room down the far sideline. Fletcher to midfield. Fletcher breaks a tackle. He'll take it inside the 20. And down at the 4. Carson Fletcher with his quarterback in trouble. Sean Botch finally chased him down, and Fletcher understandably cramping up. He plays linebacker and running back. We'll take another look.
Yeah, we've seen Carson just all over the field on defense, carrying the ball, catching passes. I mean, he does it all.
76-yard play. Tried to cut back, and that's when he lost his footing and got it inside the 5. He's up and under his own power. Good to see.
Carson, we said he's the strongest kid on the team, and sometimes these numbers might not mean things to people, but some folks understanding what it means. The young man can bench press 345 pounds. He squats 465, does a deadlift with 540, and does a power clean with 315. You can see the power he has as well, and it hasn't, impacted his speed. Matter of fact, it's enhanced his speed.
So inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone for Horlick. They'll spot it officially at the 5, a 75-yard run on that completion. Again, same look and movement up front. A little anxious with that young offensive line.
Ball start. 45 offense. Still go first down.
Gabe Kosterman and is a fullback replacing Carson Fletcher, guilty of that false start. So move it back to the 10, 1st and goal, Rebels. Still plenty of time to get this play off. Larson under pressure, gets it away. Safety valve. C.J. Moore, but stopped near the 22-yard line by Sean Botch again. They'll mark it at the 22, a loss of 12 on that play. It'll actually be 3rd and goal from the 23-yard line.
Got to be very frustrating for Coach Fletcher. You get down inside the 5, you get yourself a penalty, derails you.
Ooh. Coach got flagged here. That's not a good look. Not sure what precipitated this.
I think it stemmed back. The Oak Creek coaches were complaining on that pass.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Oak Creek bench.
Well, we saw Carson Fletcher get it all the way down, so I don't know whether they thought something was done illegally on that one, and it was simmering, and now it erupted, and now you've given them a first down again.
We're facing 3rd and goal from near the 25-yard line, and because this was a dead ball penalty, 15 yards down to the 12, and fresh set of downs here now for Horlick. So this will be 1st and goal from the 12-yard line. Larson wants to throw. Corner looking. Nobody there. A couple of receivers crossing patterns with each other that time. Looked like that was Fletcher along with Jaden Brown, the tight end.
Yeah, that bootleg pass just hasn't worked this evening, partially because Oak Creek is not honoring the initial fake on that. They're reading what's happening and they're staying at home.
So this will be 2nd and goal from the 12. Fletcher back in there. He is the single back. The wing is Jaden Ponder. Fake to Ponder. Larson going to throw back, looking for Ponder. That's up for grabs. Incomplete. There was contact out there. It's the linebacker trying to make a play on that ball. Jackson Phelps. Check that, the safety, Phelps. There is a flag down on the 5-yard line. Officials will sort this one out.
Now, we've played the game relatively free of penalties, and all of a sudden, a couple have come up here right away.
Personal foul, offense, number 72. Personal foul, defense, number 99. Those penalties will offset. Replay 3rd down.
It's Josiah Carradine, the right tackle for Horlick.
Yeah, getting messed up with the nose man, Ryan Jones from Oak Creek. Ryan John, a 6'3", 276-pounder. It's
a little bit out of his weight class there with Cardone.
Yeah, Carradine's got to say, wait a minute.
Yeah. And timeout taken here by Oak Creek. They are out of timeouts, and we still have 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. I think this is just to get the guys refocused again after that incident on the sideline, and Joel Parr still having a discussion with our officiating crew over what happened. I think this is just to get the guys to settle down here, get refocused. You've got a large lead here. Let's not get ridiculous. Let's get back to remembering our keys and watch your assignments.
Plus, you don't want one of your players to get himself kicked out of the game and wind up missing the next game.
Each week we'll highlight the best of the best. That's the Cousins Subs best play of the game. Cousins Subs, we believe in better. So the offsetting penalties, 3rd and goal from the 12. Noah Larson will work under center. And down goes Larson on the RPO. Gavin Grawl made the play. We'll take one more look. Grawl had that read perfectly, losing the helmet, so he'll have to come off for one snap here. It's 4th down. What does Horlick do? Mike, what do you got?
Hey, guys, Coach Hubba got his offense together. He said, listen, you're going to keep your mouth quiet. I don't care what the referees are doing, what Horlick's doing. We're just going to play Oak Creek football. We got a lot of things planned for the end of the year, right? We got a long way to go. Let's just make sure we take care of our business. We're going to pound the ball right at them and see if they can hold up, because I don't think they can, according to Coach Hubba.
Well, that goes back to what we said, too, earlier. Just get refocused here and watch your keys. Penalty marker down. This one thrown to the far sideline, incomplete. Might be an illegal formation here. Oak Creek would decline it.
Fans, another Mark Law replay.
During the play, illegal shift on the offense. Penalty of the decline. First down, Oak Creek.
So Oak Creek will take over on downs on the penalty here to Horlick. They'll take over at the 20-yard line. 29-0 Knights.
I see that number 2, Caden Bates, must have a minor injury. He's got his pads off. He's on the sideline. Been playing in that H-back position for the Knights.
And Schaff is in there now at a running back. He'll get the call. Nathan Schaff with a nice move at the 25. Out to the 35-yard line. Still on his feet. Across the 40. 20-yard run for Schaff. Nathan Schaff, the junior. Ponder was there to make the tackle for Horlick. But a couple of nice moves here.
Yeah, he comes into the game averaging about 7 yards a carry. He's got 1 touchdown on the year so far.
Pretty good hoops player as well. A Best Electric first down to the 43-yard line. Schaff again. Nice little move. Gets 5 on that play. Brought down by Gabe Kosterman.
We mentioned the size of the offensive line for Oak Creek. And, not only do they have size, they move well.
This time Phelps with the carry. Stood up at the 49 and driven back there. Carson Fletcher. Who else? Horlick player slow to get up. That's our student athlete of the week, Charlie Cymbalnik, who goes both ways. He's the center on offense, plays inside tackle defense.
Mentor for freshman students. He's in part of a program to help them adjust to high school.
Like he driven down awkwardly on that left ankle.
I think might have a cramp going there.
Had a chance to visit with Eric Probilski before the ball game. We'll talk about that in just a moment. First, let's go to Mike and our Cousins interview.
Hey, we're here at Cousins, and we are so proud that they are a sponsor, Wisconsin-based, locally owned. I'm here with Justin McCoy, Vice President of Marketing. Hey, Justin, I think everybody knows that Cousins has the best subs. I believe that. And you guys have given back to our community so much, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that part of the mission statement with Cousins.
Yes, we were founded in 1972 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and giving back to the communities we call home has always been a part of our ethos. We, in 2013, created our Make It Better Foundation, and we give back to the community in 3 different ways: health and wellness, hunger, and youth education.
You know, Justin, I think that people know where they were the first time one of our sports teams wins a championship, when they win a pennant, something like that. I know exactly where I was the first time I had a cheesesteak. Off of Brady on Farwell. That was your second store.
Yeah, that was the second store Bill and Jim opened. If that store were open today, it would be the busiest store in our system. It's no longer there, but it's one of the cornerstones of our brand and how we really exploded on the scene in Milwaukee.
Hey, Justin, we're so proud to have you as a sponsor and a partner with us on Friday Night Rivals. Cousins subs, because you guys believe that giving back to the community is so important, and that's what Friday Night Rivals is about. So thank you for that.
Thank you for letting us be a part of it.
You bet. Back to you.
Hamilton with his first carry tonight. Gets a yard, 2nd down and 9. Under a minute to go here in the third. Oak Creek taking over on downs at their own 20. Pushed it out across midfield here. Schaff, right side. Close to a first down. Near the 37-yard line. Was able to stay in bounds, so the clock will run out here in this third quarter. Dominant Oak Creek since the second quarter. 17 on the board through 2. Added a couple scores here, and they'll take a 29-0 lead over Horlick into the fourth quarter. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness.
Fans, can I have your attention for 1 second?
And batteries, they couldn't afford. Fourth quarter set to begin with Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly. John Weiser with you. Oak Creek dominating this ball game. Phelps puts the left foot into the turf and powers his way inside the 30-yard line.
It's like watching a boat go through a wave. You just, people bounce off to the sides.
A couple of touchdowns tonight for Phelps, and he comes off here. Schaff will come back in.
Yeah, Schaff's been a nice change up from Phelps.
Oak Creek certainly has found the ground game. Isaiah Angelus takes the snap, gives it to Schaff. Stood up by Carson Fletcher. He has played extremely well tonight, too, for Horlick. That's 10 tackles now tonight for Fletcher.
You know, and the Horlick team has continued to fight throughout this game. You can see why their coaches are so high on the character of their kids. But when you find yourself with 7, 8, 9 guys playing both ways, it just takes its toll.
Take out the turnovers and the onside kick, and you're talking, 19-point game. You get those 10 points off the turnovers tonight.
Yeah, that penalty that was set up, that
yes.
onside kick really kind of turned the tide here.
Was the turning point of the ball game. Fake to Schaff. They'll throw it out, incomplete. Looking for Braum that time. A couple of times they've used him on offense tonight. They tried it on the 2-point conversion earlier.
Yeah, more and more teams that do platoon, you're finding they have 3 or 4 players that they have practiced both ways because they know, once again, down the road, playoffs make a difference. You don't want your best player standing next to you on the sideline.
3rd down and 8. Schwaff picks his way forward down to the 15-yard line. Close to another first down. Jaden Ponder was there, along with Fletcher. And it will be a Best Electric first down. One more look. Couple of tackles there. Tough guy to bring down as well. So Best Electric first down sets them up inside the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. Mix up there. Schaff was going to hand it off to the right, and there was nobody there. Penalty marker thrown as well.
Yeah, you could see Angeles go to hand it off, and suddenly the back was on his other side.
Angelis on a keeper. Darge on the stop.
Personal foul, grabbing the face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal line.
Face mask penalty will move the football inside the 5-yard line. See how they want to play this here. Schaff, the single back. The fake to Schaff. Angelis to the pylon. Touchdown, Oak Creek. Little read option that time for the young quarterback, Isaiah Angelis. Takes it in. Build out a 35-point lead. Able to sprint his way to the pylon. Saw him pull that right out of Schaff's belly that time to continue the play in. Looks like Joel Parr thinking about going for 2 here. Officials are penalty after the play here.
That ball after the play was over. Personal foul, number 11, defense. Will be assessed on the kickoff.
It's twice tonight Horlick has been called for penalties after a score, and that first one has really turned the tide of this ball game. It really turned the game around.
A certain amount of frustration probably entering into.
His extra point is up. This time it is good. And with that kick, makes it a 36-point lead, so we'll have a running clock here to close out this 4th quarter here at Oak Creek. Yeah, you go back to that penalty, set up that second touchdown, and that just got all the momentum over to the Oak Creek sideline, and they just continued on from there. That was part of a 17-point second quarter. We're going to step out and take a break. We'll be back with our 4th quarter action here. It's been all Oak Creek on My 24. The ACC on the CW. That's coming up. They're going to be legendary Saturdays. ACC football, the CW kicks off Saturday night at 5:30 as the Panthers of Pitt battle the Big 12's Cincinnati Bearcats. Interconference showdown live on CW 18. That'll be a good matchup. Well, with the penalty, once again, Oak Creek kicking off from the Horlick 45-yard line. This would be a line drive kick. It was in the end zone. Ball crossed the plane, so that is a touchback.
Well, on the evening, Horlick, has had difficulty containing the running game for Oak Creek. They rushed for nearly 300 yards, 286 yards. They're averaging over 7 yards per carry.
Well, coming up following the game, stay tuned. We'll have our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation along with the Champions Trophy. Our Player of the Game presentation brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines. We think we've got a unanimous selection tonight.
Been fun to watch.
Both these teams will continue conference play next week. We'll update you on that here in just a moment. No, there was a player late getting on the field for Horlick. So that play whistled dead. Be a fraction here against Horlick. Oak Creek will travel into Kenosha next week. They'll take on Indian Trail High School. That ought to be a good matchup. Indian Trail, a 56-0 win over Tremper tonight. Meanwhile, for Horlick, they will take on Kenosha Bradford. They'll actually have back-to-back home games against Bradford and Indian Trail before they travel to Franklin. Oak Creek will face Franklin here on a Thursday night on the 21st. Impressed with their running game tonight, really, that offensive line. And again, the development of Angelus at quarterback, I think that plays a part into it. And if they, as you said, can get a little passing game mixed in, some of those play fakes and the read options and the RPO will start to come into play now for the Oak Creek offense. Larson throws an interception. Picked off. Sean Botch on the botched pitch takes it to the house.
I can't remember too many games we've had where we've had 2 interceptions turn into touchdowns for a team. Oak Creek's done that tonight.
Second pick six of the game for the Oak Creek defense. Larson just trying to throw that one away. Botch was right there to punch it into the end zone for 6. Grady Mobley on to kick the extra point. And puts it through. This was a close game early on. It was scoreless after 1 and thinking, hey, this is going to be a big battle tonight. But then Oak Creek took advantage of a turnover, took advantage of the penalty off the second touchdown, and just kind of got it going from there. As we talk about tonight's game, let's head down to Mike McGivern. You've got a special interview here.
Hey, guys, Night Vision TV is a class here at Oak Creek. Talk a little bit about what you guys do.
We film for the events, and we put the stuff on the scoreboard.
How long you been doing this?
This is my first year doing high school sports. I've done some professional sports like the Milwaukee Milkmen, but this is my first time doing high school sports and being in Night Vision.
Hey, how cool is it to be able to highlight, what the student section's doing?
It's pretty cool, we get to be a part of everybody's high school experience. We get to, give them something to look back on.
100%. How long you been doing it?
A week, 2 weeks.
Man, you know what? They're doing really good work, and I love the fact that they do that here at Oak Creek. Give kids a chance to get involved like that. Boys, back to you.
Mike, I'm very impressed. Yeah, the scoreboard, the timing with the music and putting the student section on the scoreboard to get the crowd into the game, they've done a fantastic job here. And they're not done yet. There's going to be some more renovation done out here over the next year or so.
Right. They're talking about, new team room area, storage sheds. Brand
new gated entrance, new entranceway, and as our Iona kickoff sails into the end zone. Yeah, they're going to be doing a lot of renovation here. They've done some work already, but really turning this into a very nice sports complex here.
Right. Baseball fields just to the south here. You know, and you've got programs like they talked about with these two young people and exposing them to possible careers moving forward.
Closed captioning tonight brought to you by LifeLock. LifeLock Identity Theft Protection starts here. Well, for Horlick, you're building to next week here. Get a couple of first downs, run some plays here, things that you need to work on. Faced with a running clock as Fletcher gets the call. 5-yard gain for Carson Fletcher. Brought down by Brady Julie.
Well, you've mentioned how stingy the Oak Creek defense has been this year in terms of giving up scores. And, you know, what Horlick needs to see here is that they have the ability to get a score, not by accident, but that they're able to, you know, mount the offense. They've shown glimmers of it. They just need to get some consistency.
Fumbled snap. Larson able to pounce on it. Well, this is going to test a young team, and they've got to just trust the leadership on this team. They've got to trust the 6 seniors. They've got to trust their players, their coaching staff, and understand that it's a 9-game process, and the schedule's going to break in their favor here for the next couple weeks. This time, Clemens with the carry that time. Andrew Clemens brought down by Adam Wendorski.
Yeah, last week Clemens was able to get free for 2 touchdown receptions. Just hasn't worked out this evening. The pressure that the Oak Creek defense has put on the quarterback Larson, has kind of made that next to impossible.
Coming around the near side is C.J. Moore, and he is roped down short of the 30-yard line. Looked like Jaden Keith there on the stop. So some of the younger players getting a chance to play here in this fourth quarter. And the Knights will take over. So a whole new look here. A new quarterback in there now for the Knights.
Blake Furcus, a sophomore, getting a chance to wreck this offense.
We'll hand it off. First man through. Looks like Constantine able to take it that time. Caden Constantine, a sophomore running back. Brought down by Frankie Swift. Jackson Fuller in there now. He brings the play in from the sideline. Gain of 1, 2nd down, 9. Constantine spinning his way through. Gets it just short of the 20. Going to be short of the first down by about a yard. 3rd and 2. Jyshawn Bean there to make the Jyshawn Bean on the tackle as we get another look. Firkus at quarterback takes the snap. Constantine spinning forward. Looks like he's got enough for a first down. You take it inside the 20. Looks like maybe going to be stopped short. A half a yard shy, making it into the Bryant and Stratton College red zone. I think for Oak Creek, just trying to run some simple plays here, not to get too fancy. And Constantine will remain the running back. Firkus at quarterback. Trying to get the edge, and he'll be tripped up. Down on the play by Philip Hibbler. Reserve defensive end for Horlick. So Horlick gets a stop defensively. They'll take over on downs. Clock will continue to run here with the score 43-0. Time now for our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals. I'm thinking what I'm thinking. This was early.
Might have been an offensive play possibly. I don't know.
Yeah. It involved Jackson Phelps,
Boom.
that's for sure, right there. Yeah. Watch this. Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, right?
Yeah.
Jackson Phelps with our hit of the game, brought to you by the Milwaukee Admirals.
You can be a hammer, you can be a nail.
Well, Fletcher, still out there for Horlick, takes the carry across the 25-yard line. So Oak Creek at Kenosha Indian Trail next Friday night. Horlick will return home, hosting Kenosha Bradford. Bradford falling to Racine Case tonight. Case team held Franklin pretty tough. Picked up the win against Bradford tonight. Indian Trail hanging around. And they'll run it. Not much room for Jaden Ponder that time. Brady Julie's had a good game tonight. 6 tackles tonight on defense for Julie. I'm thinking down the road here, Coach, these young guys that are getting an opportunity here for Horlick, this is going to pay dividends in the next year or so.
Well,
they can keep it together.
That offensive line has 2 sophomores, a freshman, and 2 juniors.
Coming around the near side is C.J. Moore. Looks like he's picked up the best electric first down. So get some positive plays here. They get the defensive stop, able to pick up a first down. And as I said, you're kind of building toward next week and put some good stuff on the film here, because I'm sure as a coach that's what you know, enough negative stuff, but you want to throw down some positive stuff and say, hey guys, here's what we did well in the ball game.
You know, they had the win last week against Tremper, and you know, I think they had hoped to come in and you know, have a really good showing tonight. I think they have to, like you say, look at what they did do well, build off that.
Some motion there.
That ball. False start on the offense. That was the game.
Yep. Penalty will end the game here on that false start because the clock will run through that. Oak Creek picks up the win. 2-0 in the league, 3-1 overall. Horlick 1-3, 0-2. 1-1, I should say, in the conference. Excuse me. 43-0 Oak Creek over Horlick. Stay tuned for our post-game report, including our United States Marine Corps Player of the Game presentation. It'll be coming up next on the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness.
Player of the game.
I can't hear. It's all staticky, so you're going to have to cue me, okay? yo, yo! Hey guys, couple of things. Helmets off if you want. We are not cable, so we're gonna watch our language. I'm gonna talk to the player of the game. I'm gonna send it back up. I'm gonna talk to your head coach. You guys on the sides, let me get out of here, and then you all can go crazy. Come on in. Sounds good.
Welcome back to our post-game here tonight from Oak Creek High School, where the Knights dominate Racine Horlick, shutting them out tonight. And a young man that had a pretty good hand in all of this is downstairs with Mike McGivern. It's our player of the game.
Hey guys, so our player of the game. Man, he was on my radio show a couple weeks ago, and he said, come watch us play. We're pretty good. We like to hit, and I'll tell you what, this team really loves each other. I got to be honest with you, man. You're a little better than I thought, young man. Good game.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Honestly, no one can rush without an O-line, and our O-line gets their work done, even with a few penalties, but we get it done.
Man, I'll tell you, this is a team that's got a chance. I think you guys played really well tonight. First quarter, not so much, but after that, rolled really well. You happy with the way this team is going?
Honestly, I love our team. We're kind of young, lost our quarterback, but Zay, sophomore, is really stepping up, and he gets the work done, and so does the O-line, and so does the defense today. Nice shutout.
Hey, U.S. Marine player of the game, I got to tell you, I love the fact he never once talked about himself there. Did you hear that? He talked about his team, and perfect kid for our U.S. Marine player of the game.
No, absolutely. You know, to take it from me, we know what it means to be a team player. It's about the brothers to the left and to the right on your battlefield here tonight, and it came through. Everyone has their role. People had to step up, and it showed the exemplary performance tonight.
100%. I asked him, hey, anybody we need to call live on TV to get him a date for homecoming? He said, no, don't worry about that. I got that figured out. Boys, back to you.
All right, Mike. Congratulations to Jackson Phelps. He is our United States Marine Corps player of the game, and why not? His numbers tonight, spectacular. 21 carries for 120 yards. And that's the hard running attack. This is the first of his 3 touchdown performance tonight on the ground. Phelps again busting through the middle. 3 touchdowns on the night, 21 carries, 120 yards for Jackson Phelps. And he is our United States Marine Corps player of the game for the Oak Creek Knights. They shut out Horlick tonight, pitching the shutout, defense leading the way. We go downstairs now for our Champions Trophy presentation. Here's Mike.
Coach Joel Parr, when you were in studio, you said, Mike, we have a chance to be pretty good. And he said, we got to tighten some things up, but I really like this group. They get after it. And I saw that tonight, Coach.
Well, absolutely. These guys are a bunch of guys that put the work in. They don't skip anything. We aren't given anything. There's no excuses from us. We expect to do well, but we only expect that because we've done the work. If we don't do the work, we don't get that expectation. These kids work hard. I'm blessed to be around them. Every minute I get to be with these boys is a blessing to me, and I'm just proud of the heck of them.
I want to say that Horlick team plays their butt off. When you play them, we spend a lot of time in the trainer the next day. Every year, Coach Fletcher gets those guys playing hard, and they give every minute of their day to play hard. We respect them, and we thank them for a good game, and I'm prouder than heck of these guys right here and what they do.
Hey, I got to tell you, so number 5 right away said, listen, our offensive line is something else. You know, right away he thanked this offensive line, and this is one of these boys up front putting big holes together for him. Well done. You played really well today. This offensive line is something to reckon with.
Hey, yeah, we're getting our groove. We're getting guys moving off the ball. That's kind of the goal.
That is the goal, 100%. Joel, it's good to see you. Thanks for having us. Congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you so much. Thanks for everything.
You bet. Boys, back to you.
All right, guys.
Mike, thank you, and congratulations to Oak Creek. "24 hours to celebrate this, and then it's back to work, getting set for Indian Trail." Shutout victory tonight for Oak Creek over Racine Horlick. We'll step out, take a final break. We'll come back with our Cousins Subs best play of the game and a final word from Oak Creek High School right after this. This is the Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals presented by Planet Fitness.
Wow. To win 22-21.
So with the win tonight, Oak Creek 3-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference play, and they move on to take on Indian Trail next week. Horlick falling to 1-1 in the league, hosts Kenosha Bradford next week, next Friday night. Right now, let's take a look at our Cousins Subs best play of the game. It came here in the second half. Actually, the first half, excuse me, that was the over-the-shoulder catch back in the first quarter by Carson Fletcher. A little jump pass by Larson, able to get it to Carson Fletcher for that leaping over-the-shoulder grab early in the ball game. So congratulations to Larson and Fletcher teaming up for the best play of the game, brought to you by Cousins Sub. We believe in better. Big thank you tonight to all of our sponsors who bring us Friday Night Rivals each and every week. Of course, Gruber Law Offices, Planet Fitness, Best Electric Service, LifeLock, West Bend Insurance, Bryant and Stratton College, Cousins Subs, Uplift Wisconsin, Liuna Local 113, Carthage College, Wendy's, United States Army, Milwaukee Building and Construction Trades Council, the Milwaukee Admirals, and the United States Marine Corps. Thanks to all of them for putting this together once again this week. And don't forget, tonight's game is going to be replayed on My 24 tomorrow afternoon at 2. And tune in again next Friday for a big Woodland Conference matchup. That's the Battle for New Berlin.
Battle of National Avenue.
National Avenue, you bet. I'm looking forward to this matchup. Eisenhower and New Berlin West next Friday night, 7 o'clock, right here on My 24. Coach, a quick word tonight for Oak Creek. They found the running game.
They certainly did, and you can see why Coach Parr is excited about the prospects for this team, and it'll be interesting watching them move forward.
Certainly will, and they've got that showdown in a couple of weeks with Franklin. Thanks to all of our staff here tonight, all of our people who bring you this game here on My 24. For Mike McGivern and Terry Kelly, I'm John Weiser saying good night from Oak Creek. The Knights a winner tonight, pitching a shutout as they defeat Racine Horlick. We'll see you next week, and once again on Gruber Law Office's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Planet Fitness.